Hello, Kindred Spirits, and welcome to my spiritual oasis. Here, weary souls come to find inner wisdom and peace. Today, we are going to be doing a kind of unique reading, I guess, where it's going to be a combination of numerology. So these dice in the box that you see here, it's a 10-sided dice, numbers 0 through 9. Which correlates to one of the cards laid out here for us. So 0 is going to be this card, and it's going to go across here, and then 9 is going to be on this side. So we are going to do several readings, rolling the dice each time, flipping over the cards and reading them together, and then flipping them back upside down, rolling the dice again, and again turning over the corresponding cards. So this is all intuitive. All of the different groups will be available in the description. So you can pause the video now if you would like to meditate on which group you believe has your message in it. If you have a name for this particular type of reading, I'd love to hear them. I haven't created a name for it yet, but I was inspired to do it, so I'm doing it, and I hope that these messages are meaningful for you. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get right into the first group. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up our dice, and we're going to roll 2, 4, and 6. I think it's interesting right off the bat here that we got all even numbers. Another 4. So we have the 4 of Cups, the 7 of Swords, and then the 10 of Rings, which rings is our earth energy. So yeah, I feel like if we dip into our numerological energy for a minute here, our 2 energy is like, the ultimate energy of partnership. And, that could be romantic partnership. It could be talking about friendship, families. It's really about bringing people together. Our 2s are the diplomats, I feel like, of numerology. They like bringing multiple or independent entities together to work in harmony for, a common goal or a common purpose. Our 2s, again, they're very diplomatic. They're about peace. They're about harmony. They're about balance. They really vibe Libra energy to me really hard. So that's our 2 energy. And then our 4 energy is that very grounded, practical, logical kind of, I would say the level playing field when it comes to energy. They're very serious, they're very logical, they like to have a plan and then execute the plan. They can be kind of boring, little static. I feel like everything's kind of just gray for them. That's just the energy that I get. And they're okay with that. They're like at peace with that. They prefer stability like over anything else. So like excitement and other things that might disrupt stability doesn't interest them at all. They would rather live kind of a mundane, humdrum life and it be stable and consistent than to live an exciting life that has lots of variables and no stability. So, and then we have our 6 energy, which our 6 energy is the love energy of numerology. The lover, the romantic, the person that's going to bend over backwards for the people that they care about, the person that they love. They're going to be the one that plans, elaborate dates and really likes to show their love and appreciation for the people that are meaningful to them. So just kind of starting off with that energy. And then we have our 4 of Cups, which is about, it could be about contemplation or evaluation. It could also be about boredom. We have our Seven of Swords here, this idea of confusion and setbacks, and then our Ten of Rings, which is all about like a culmination, satisfaction sort of energy. So right away, the energy that I got was just kind of scattered. I feel like being pulled in multiple different directions and not making progress on any of them. So that phrase that is like, you know, the person who chases two rabbits catches none, for some reason came to mind. So this idea of like chasing after so many different things, to me, it's like, I feel like you're not fulfilled in any of those things. I feel like, you know, there's a lot of confusion in that. Just a Seven of Swords, to me, is, I feel like you're experiencing confusion or setbacks because your energy is not focused on one particular thing. You might be trying to find love and build a career and, you know, start up a hobby, do a side hustle, like, you know, just being pulled in all of these different types of directions. I feel like it's causing confusion in your life, and it's causing like this idea of not moving forward really in any area that you wish to. So the message of the energy that I'm getting today is to focus on one particular thing, and my eye keeps going to the Ten of Rings for some odd reason. I feel like this idea of, you know, for some of you, you could even be close to kind of mastering the elements, you know, of earth and really getting your financial life in order. For those of you who are vibing hard with the Four energy, that stability, I feel like leaning in on your, you know, your rings energy or your pentacle energy, your earth energy, and, you know, solidifying your physical space will actually open you up and put you in a better position to be able to go after, you know, love and other types of things. So for those of you who maybe lean more towards water energy or emotional energy, you know, getting your emotional self in order, figuring out what you want on an emotion, like from the side of emotions. So if you're looking for a partner, what type of partner are you looking for? Be specific, write these things down. Be clear is what I'm saying. I feel like there's confusion because there's not clarity. So like sitting down and leaning into each of these different areas and figuring out exactly what you want, envisioning it, seeing it so clearly that it could not, like there's absolutely no chance that it could not come to pass because you see it so clearly it has to be reality, that sort of thing. Like just getting really clear in general on what you want your life to look like, you know, what type of energy do you want to focus on at this point in time, and keeping in mind that, you know, as short as life is also long. So, you know, you're going to have time to, chase after all of these different things, but one at a time, so you can really lean into it and focus your energy on one area. And I feel like you'll start to see progress once you do that, once you make the decision on which area that you're going to focus on first. I feel like if you're torn, you don't know where to focus, I feel like, you know, always looking inward is the best. Getting clear on who you are, you know, diving into who you are as a spirit, who you are as a person, what you want, what you desire, what you see your life looking like. Again, doing some of these dream exercises, these visioning exercises, and really seeing your life clearly, and getting an idea of what you really want out of life. So, and these are the messages that I channel for you to group number 1. If this was helpful, make sure to drop a comment and let me know what resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as liking my Facebook page and checking out my Etsy shop, where I curate content to help you on your spiritual and life journey. So thanks again for your time and your energy today, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading. So we're going to go ahead and roll the dice for you. We have 2 zeros, a 2, and a 2 zeros and a 2. So I'm going to go ahead and turn over our 0 Number 2. And then for sake of cards, we're going to roll again. We have an 8. Okay. So first off, you know, we rolled 2 zeros to begin with. So I feel like our focus is going to be on this card, or King of Swords energy. We have King of Swords, 4 of Cups, and the Hanged One. I think it's really interesting that we're keep skipping over all the Oracle cards. Anyway, yeah, so I do feel like our King of Swords energy is the focus of our conversation. But for sake of numerology itself, the 0 kind of has no significance. So we're going to really be focusing on the 2 and the 8 energy. So our 2 energy for you, group number 2, is really, you know, 2 is the ultimate partnership number. So it could be partnership as far as a romance, or it could be partnership as far as business. But really our 2s are about taking, you know, independent energies and getting them to work together in harmony, in balance, in order to accomplish kind of like a bigger goal or have a larger outcome than one individual person could. They are the diplomats of numerology, and our 2 energy really reminds me of our Libra, like Libra energy. And then our 8 energy, those are our achievers. So our 8s are our achievers. You know, 8 is a symbol of karma, the karmic symbol, and our 8s, you know, they're very generous. They give back, but they give back in order to achieve more. So they're really, I feel like their driving energy is achievements, achieving, doing, going after things, chasing goals, goal-oriented. And then they're, on the flip side, they're very generous. They give back, they help other people, and they do this so that they can achieve more and then give more and achieve more. It's kind of like this cycle. They are very balanced people in that way, and they do believe in, again, that balance. But they're really achievers, goal-oriented folk. So kind of keeping all of that in mind, you know, our King of Swords energy, which again is like kind of our primary energy because we rolled 2 that number. Our King of Swords are, you know, could represent an air sign, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. For our Aquariuses, Geminis, or Libras, again, kind of double Libra energy here potentially. But our King of Swords, divine masculine energy, articulate, intelligent. I feel like our King of Swords also is about justice, about logic, weighing things out and making really sound, logic-based decisions. Our King of Swords is a very mature, in thoughts and minds, again, justice, truth, things like that. I feel like those of you who might be vibing more with the 2 energy, you know, the King of Swords energy, I feel like is magnified in the reading for you. So then we have our 4 of Cups, which is about contemplation and reevaluation. I feel like 4 of Cups could also be about kind of boredom, emotionally grounded energy. To me is like stagnant energy emotionally. So maybe you're feeling stagnant. Maybe you're feeling emotionally like you're kind of not moving anywhere. You're not going anywhere. I feel like this could also be a time, again, like of contemplation. So, you know, calming your emotional energy so that you have time to like reevaluate, contemplate, bring your life kind of back to a state of harmony. And I feel like the Hanged One's energy is very similar to that energy. To me, it also is like emotional rest, which could be read as boredom. But I feel like if emotionally you've kind of been going through it over the last however long, I feel like this idea of emotional rest could actually be really beneficial for you and feel really good to you. And I feel like this Hanged One energy is also, you know, that idea of transition, the idea of sacrifice, the idea of almost suspension. It's almost like being, you know, I always imagine it like you're walking through the woods and then your ankle gets caught in like, you know, one of those like rope things, and it just like yanks you upside down so quickly. It's like you're kind of walking through life and all of a sudden things change very swiftly, and change to the fact it's like kind of things come to a screeching halt. And it really just reminds me of kind of the times we're in now, when like the whole country or world shut down in many ways, and we were in a place or a moment of suspension. And I feel like that this time right now for you with the Hanged One energy and even the Four of Cups, I feel like this is a time for you to develop your Swords energy, to push towards your King of Swords energy. I feel like this energy of achievement when it comes to the Swords energy is kind of the focus of the message. You know, taking a moment, taking time to be able to develop your own voice, be able to develop the confidence to be able to advocate for yourself and stand up for yourself, especially those of you who, like I said, are vibing more with like the Libra energy, where you're always trying to find harmony, you're always trying to find peace. You often kind of give too much sometimes to others and don't always advocate for yourself. And I feel like the mature version of that is like, yes, you do have to give, you to take, and that sort of thing, you know, this idea of balance and karma. But you also have to be willing to stand up for yourself. And I feel like taking a moment to kind of develop that inner strength and that inner energy, and really evaluate like things that are no-go for you, like things that you will not bend on, and setting strong boundaries, I feel like is also a really key point to your reading and a message that you need to hear right now. I feel like our King of Swords energy is also encouraging you to lean into and trust your intellect and your intelligence, to develop that, to grow that, you know, whether that's through, you know, formal education, or, you know, picking up a new skill, or diving into a creative endeavor, something creative that you've been kind of thinking about tackling but haven't yet done it. You know, maybe it's been something that's kind of been running through your mind, like a thought, an idea that you haven't yet pursued. And I feel like, you know, kind of just taking a moment to think about what those things might be. I'm also getting the message for some of you that figuring out what your communication style is, what your communication, your strongest communication method. You know, for some people it's speaking, for some people it's writing, for some people it's graphics, so like drawing, or, you know, something like that. You know, what medium do you speak best through, as the message that I'm getting. And like figuring that out and understanding that being able to articulate yourself doesn't necessarily just have to be through speaking. It can also be through other forms. It's really just about learning how you communicate best, and then leaning into that in order to get your point across and to accomplish the things, achieve the things that you want to achieve in life. So these are the messages, group number 2, that I have channeled for you today. I hope this was helpful. If it was, make sure to click a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Drop a comment down below and let me know if something resonated with you. Also, make sure to like my Facebook page, as well as checking out my Etsy shop, where I curate content to help you on your spiritual and life journey. So thanks again, beautiful soul, for spending time with me today, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So I'm going to go ahead and just roll our dice. Okay, so we have two 4 energies and 1 9 energy. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip over those. And then I'm gonna re-roll one of the 4s to get our third card. 7. Okay, and since a 4 was rolled twice, 4 is going to be our focal energy for the conversation. So this card is kind of a focus for our conversation today. So we have the 7 of Swords. We have Marjoram. The keyword there is comfort. And then we have the Sunstone. Ooh, this is very interesting. So if we take a look at our numerological energy first, our number 4 energy is, that's our grounded, stable energy. Our number 4s in their purest form really value stability, they value order, they value routine over pretty much anything else. They would rather, have a stable, predictable life that's like subpar, I would say. That's kind of like shades of gray, rather than having an exciting life with lots of variables and things that are kind of out of their control, and in general kind of out of control or unpredictable. Our 9 energy is really about transition, transformation. It's about moving from one state to the next. And our 9s, because they are so good at transformation, I would say, they're very empathetic, especially to people in transition. But our 9 energy is all about transition and transformation, moving from one state to the next. And then our 7 energy is really our diggers. I kind of liken this energy to Virgo energy. Our 7s are diggers, they're analyzers, they like to collect information and then analyze it to find like its core, like get down to the core of that energy. And the message that I am getting with that here is, we have 7 energy popping up, and this card, I will say, is magnified. So I feel like 7 energy is very strong in the conversation for today. So I'm feeling like, again, that digging energy. 7 energy could also be related to, the search for spirituality through logic and reason and the analysis of information, rather than finding spirituality from like an emotional standpoint. So our 7s can be very spiritual. It's just that their spirituality is going to be more based in, I would say, logic and reason and facts and analysis, things like that. So we could have some Virgos in the house. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus is what I'm getting from this. But with our 7 of Swords here, it's really about confusion. It's about setbacks. And I'm feeling for you guys that could probably be very difficult for you to kind of cope with this idea of, again, that instability, that confusion is really disheartening. And I'm seeing here that the confusion stemmed from mistrust. I'm getting the message here that there could have been some sort of violation of trust. So whether that was against you, like someone else violated the trust that you had for them, or you violated your own trust, like the trust that you had with yourself. You could have made a poor decision for yourself, or maybe you didn't trust your intuition or something like that, and something went awry. It's just this idea in the Majorum, this idea of trust is coming up. So the trigger statement in our Majorum is that people cannot be trusted. But the truth is, I trust my heart. And I feel like the message here is that, you know, and even the Seven of Swords is like the thief in the camp sort of energy, like this thief stealing from you. But this idea is that you trust your own heart, trust your intuition, trust, you know, you trusting in yourself and not necessarily in other people. And the reason why I say this, and this idea of heart comes to mind, is because, you know, sometimes we have a bad experiences and we have a bad experience or a set of bad experiences and it turns us off completely to something. And I feel like the message here is, you know, trusting in your heart, trusting in yourself. And like, even when mistakes are made, which happens, we're all human. Sometimes we don't always make the quote unquote correct decision or make the correct choice. But I feel like even in that situation, there's a lesson to be learned. And we focus so much sometimes on the events that took place that were difficult for us, rather than looking at the lesson that is meant to be learned from it. So I feel like this idea of trust and diving into ways of trusting yourself. If you have trust issues of yourself, I'm feeling that some of you might, again, that confusion, I feel like, is coming from the inside, like inside of you, and you're confused because you're not trusting yourself. You're not trusting in the direction that your life is going in some situations. You're not trusting that you are on your destined path. And I feel like, you know what, if that's the case, it's okay to take a step back, ground yourself mentally and emotionally, release the negative energy surrounding whatever event that got you confused. So whatever violation against you that either someone else did or you did, you know, taking a moment to acknowledge that it existed, taking a moment to acknowledge how you feel about it, and then releasing it and moving on from it, moving forward. So your big, beautiful heart is ready to open. Trust that you will be able to discern who is best to walk with you. Whenever I have a conversation about discernment, I always like to say, similar to any physical muscle or spiritual muscle, you have to work it. And it takes time to grow it. And you're not always going to make the right decision. But a part of developing discernment is so that you can, you know, you get better and better each time. So, for example, if you let somebody in that uses you let somebody in your life that uses a certain type of trick, you know, okay, you got tricked, you kick the person out, you make it right. But then it's about, instead of dwelling on the fact that you were tricked, you dwell on you focus on the lesson. Like, okay, this person tricked me in this type of way, so nobody else is going to be able to trick me in this type of way. You know, that's picking, you know, finding the lesson out of the situation so that the next time that comes up, you'll be able to see it beforehand. So discernment, I always say, is about, you know, if we're imagining that we are in, you know, a castle and we're protecting our castle with a gate. Discernment is about seeing people approaching your gate from a distance. So you're able to, you know, see the energy, see their intentions, all of that stuff from a distance, rather than, you know, them getting inside the gate and then you reacting to some sort of negative situation that happens. So again, discernment is something that you have to work on, you have to build, you have to fail at it in order to, you know, be successful at it. It's something you have to develop. And that starts with trusting yourself. You know, trusting yourself and then acknowledging that, you know what? Made a mistake. Forgive myself, move forward. Like that type of energy. Like, be gracious with yourself. And then in our sunstone, this idea of taking pleasure in the things that you do. Oh my gosh, I feel like this is so beautiful. Even like this the color of this, like that orange energy is very, it's just, yeah, really speaking to me in my solar plexus chakra right now. But I feel like at the core of your life, like enjoying what you're doing. And I feel like in order to take pleasure, this the word pleasure to me is beyond just, liking something. I feel like slowing down enough to be able to really take it in and savor it. And I feel like that, to me, it's about the process too. So this idea, in the Seven of Swords is a very anxious energy to me. This idea of being confused, this idea of feeling like, you're not making progress, you're making setbacks. It's like this very anxious energy, like that to me builds on each other. And the more you think about it, the more it just riles you up. And I feel like, both of these messages, this idea of taking pleasure in things and then this idea of comfort, to me is really about like slowing down, focusing less on the analysis of life, focusing less on analyzing life, and focusing more on actually like experiencing life, living life, enjoying the moment, enjoying relationships, enjoying your career or your job or whatever it is, the things that you might take pleasure in. I feel like that is the message in general here for you. So kind of just like, allowing your mind to rest a little bit, to settle a little bit, so that you can slow down and take comfort and pleasure in life. And I feel like in that moment of peace, that moment of slowing down, that is where you're going to, be able to work on the trust and the discernment and these other like spiritual things that you don't have time for because you're, focused on other things, potentially. So these are the messages that I have channeled for you today, group number 3. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to drop a comment and let me know what resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as liking my Facebook page and checking out my Etsy shop where I curate content to help you on your spiritual and life journey. So thanks again for your time and energy, beautiful soul, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So I'm going to go ahead and roll our dice. So we have 8, 9, and 4. So we're going to turn over those cards. It's actually really interesting that this came up here. Okay, so if we start with our numerological energy, our 4 energies are very grounded energy. Our 4s really love stability over like anything else. Stability, routine. They like the certain things, like things that are certain, things that are stable. They will take, the mundane life, the shades of gray life over an exciting, adventurous life that is unpredictable. They like the steady, paced, they're very dependable people, and they appreciate that in others as well. And then our 8 energy, those are our achievers. 8 is the symbol of karma as well. So our achievers are also generous. They're generous and they give back in order to be able to achieve more. So they do, they give back, they give, and then they do some more. So it's like they obtain, release in order to obtain. But it's really about this idea of achievement, this idea of chasing goals, and pushing towards achievement and goals to that really moves them. And then our 9s are transition and transformation. So with the Hanged One energy, this, one of the key words in our Hanged One's energy is transition. So I feel like, if you're not already in a time of transition, I feel like that is definitely coming for you. I feel like it's almost like it's overdue. With our 7 of Swords, this idea of confusion and setbacks, I am getting for you that the confusion and the setbacks, I feel like, are coming because you're not on your path. You're not on your destined path is what I'm kind of getting. And that's why there's confusion. That's why there's setbacks. That's why moving forward and achieving things is becoming really difficult. And I feel like the Hangman's energy is like kind of pulling you upside down and forcing you to take a moment to pause so that you can evaluate what you really want in your life, what you really want your your existence to be. And I feel like this idea of sacrificing something, and I'm getting the message here that it's almost like you were chasing the wrong rabbit is the message that I'm getting. And I feel like that is talking about, it could be career or something else, but I feel like leaning into more in creative endeavors, leaning into the things that you enjoy, and taking pleasure in the things that you do. I feel like doing that, taking and focusing on things that you really enjoy doing is actually going to bring you much success. I feel like pushing towards creative endeavors or, a calling or something that you're being pulled to, whether it's spiritually or some sort of creative endeavor. I feel like that is actually that's your destiny, getting in alignment with your purpose. And that is actually going to give you clarity in life. And you'll be able to make progress once you kind of get in alignment. And I feel like the Hanged One is kind of forcing you to pause, to stop, to contemplate, to think about life and what you want from it, the things that you enjoy doing, and really like finding the answer of what is my destiny, what is my purpose, where am I headed in life, is really going to come from just kind of taking a moment, taking a step back and looking at the things that you really enjoy, the things that you take pleasure in doing. And that is actually going to give you the answers that you're looking for, is the message that I'm getting. And then once you kind of get in alignment with those things, then you'll be able to achieve and you'll be able to push forward. So I do feel like we're in a place of transition. And you'll also find stability as well, is what I'm getting to from that. So once you get in alignment and you're on your destined path, you are going to find stability, as well as abundance and achievement and forward motion. So we're kind of like taking a step back in order to take 3 steps forward for you. So group number 4, these are the messages that I have channeled for you today. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to drop a comment and let me know it resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as liking my Facebook page and checking out my Etsy shop, where I curate content to help you on your spiritual and life journey. I appreciate you spending time and energy with me today, beautiful soul, and I will see you in an upcoming video. Bye. Hello, group number 5, and welcome to your reading. So I'm going to go ahead and roll for you. So we have 0, 7, and 8. So as far as numerology is concerned, our 0 is kind of negligible. So we're going to be focusing on 7 and 8 energy, but we are going to use 0 to select our cards. Okay, so we have the King of Swords. We have comfort in Majorum. So Majorum is the essential oil and the keyword is comfort. And then we have the Hanged One. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so, to first start with our numerological energy, looking at our 7 and our 8. So our 7s are the analyzers, I would say, of the numerological world. They like to obtain information and analyze it. It's very Virgoian energy to me. Very heavy in the world of swords, the world of thoughts. Our sevens can be very spiritual beings, but they find spirituality through logic and reason and analysis of data. They're diggers for information. And I feel like that type of spirituality over like emotional spirituality. Our sevens, again, they're diggers. They like to get down to the root of things. They like to know how things function, and how they work, their inner workings. And then our 8 energy, our 8s are the achievers of the numerological world. They, our 8s love to achieve, they love to do, they love to chase goals and accomplish them. They love to win. They're leaders. And, our 8s, 8 is our also the sign of karmic energy. So our 8s, as much of achievers as they are also very generous. They are generous so that they can achieve more. So they achieve and then they give back so that they can then achieve more, chase more dreams and all of that stuff. So they're the achievers, they're doers, they're leaders. Adding this energy to our King of Swords and then to our Majorum, which is really about trust. So the trigger statement for Majorum is people cannot be trusted. And the true statement is that I trust my heart. So I feel like this message is finding comfort in the fact that you're not trusting other people. You're trusting yourself. And with our King of Swords energy, which I am feeling like that's your energy, with the King of Swords energy, it's really telling me that, you are very grounded and, very grounded and mature as far as your thoughts go. You're a very logical, reasonable person. You're good at making sound judgments. You really value truth. And I feel like someone violated that with you is what I'm kind of getting. And that kind of someone close to you is what I'm getting, or someone you thought was really close to you violated that trust. And I feel like the message for you is that, future, you're not trusting in people, you're trusting in yourself. You're trusting in yourself to discern the people that are meant to be in your life. And that King of Swords energy to me is, tapping into the power of discernment. So if you're not already living in that space, I feel like that's kind of the message or the goal for you to live in that King of Swords space, being discerning and being a good judge of character, being tapping into your intelligence, trusting your intelligence and being able to articulate your point. Setting strong boundaries is also another message that I'm getting. So in the Hanged One's energy, this idea of transition, this idea of sacrifice in order to transition to another space and another place, I feel like for a lot of you that you are transitioning into this space, this King of Swords space. This idea of being a really strong communicator and really tapping into the strength, your mental strength and your intellect, and developing that more. I'm getting the message, and I feel like developing your power of discernment is going to help you move into your King of Swords energy. Like, I feel like this is all kind of tied together. I feel like our Hanged One energy is kind of telling you to take a pause, take a moment to like address this. Like, this person, I'm getting like it was an outside person for you particularly, that somebody violated your trust, that somebody that you thought was on your team ended up proving to not be on your team in the way you thought they were. So This idea of not closing your heart off when these bad situations happen, but finding the lesson in the situation, and then developing, the spirit of discernment, so that, you can't get tricked in the same way. Someone can't violate you in the same way. I feel like if we focus on the events and we're not looking for the lessons, then someone else has the potential to, violate us in the same way, because we haven't learned the lesson, if that makes sense. So I feel like, we're in a moment of pause right now. We're in a moment, if you're vibing with the achiever energy, that 8 energy, you're just a go-getter. I'm feeling like the message is, pause on your go-getting right now. Be generous to yourself. Give back to yourself right now. Give yourself time. Give yourself grace. Give yourself energy. Give yourself the ability to sit down and really think about, okay, how can I better equip myself with the tools that I need in order to navigate this life? I'm getting the message for some of you that if you're in what I would call shark-infested waters, that I'm getting the message for you that discernment is going to be really critical for you. So it is essential for you in particular to take time to think about, what to develop this power, the spirit of discernment, and also to formulate boundaries and spaces that you're not going to allow other people to venture into in your life, is what I'm getting for some of you as well. Yes, and for my diggers, I feel like focusing your energy again on digging down, getting down to the truth of this idea of discernment. The truth is, not that people cannot be trusted. The truth is that you trust yourself, you trust your heart, and you develop the tools and the skills necessary in order to do that with an open heart. And that you're not closing your heart off, because when we close our heart off, we're closing it off to everything. The bad things, yes, but also the blessings. If we completely close ourselves off, we're not able to receive anything. We're not able to receive our blessings. We're not able to receive the positive people that are meant to bring beauty and life and love into our world. So really just, working on developing that spirit of discernment and moving your energy towards that King of Swords energy. And again, tapping into and trusting your intellect and being able to articulate yourself and set strong boundaries with people, so that they know where they can venture and where it is unacceptable for them to venture. Yes, group number 5. So these are the messages that I have channeled for you today. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to drop a comment and let me know what resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And like my Facebook page and check out my Etsy shop, where I curate content to help you on your spiritual and the life journey. So thanks again, beautiful soul, for spending time with me today, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye.